the Prem, me against Sim, go head-to-head in predicting each and every Premier League outcome. The scores at the moment after game week 1, 9 points to myself, 3 points for Sim. It's 1 point for a complete scoreline, 5 points for a completely, 1 point for a correct result, 5 points for a completely correct scoreline, and we always pick a star man at the end of the episode as well. You cannot pick them once you have, and it's 5 points for a goal, 2 points for an assist. And let's get into the weekend's game. Starting off at Friday night football at the London Stadium. West Ham against Chelsea. Sim has gone for 2-1 to Chelsea, and I have gone for 3-0.
Yeah, I just think after losing to Sunderland like in the way they did, there might be, especially at home under the lights, there's gonna be a bit of reaction from this West Ham team. I don't think they're going to want to be embarrassed like they were last week. Problem is, even with the reaction, are they good enough to get a result? I can see them making things tougher for Chelsea than they did for Sunderland, and obviously Chelsea weren't at their best last week either. They might take a bit of time to get into the season, but I think Chelsea will have enough to win this game. I see it being a bit of a tougher game though, being a London derby early in the season. Want to get away at one of their rivals, but I think they'll win 2-1.
For me, there will be a reaction. But the reaction is going to come from Chelsea. I think they're going to be disappointed that they drew in their first game against Crystal Palace. I think they're going to be proper out to get West Ham, and I can't see West Ham have anything about them to stop the onslaught that's going to come from Chelsea. I think Cole Palmer I don't think they're going to be able to handle him. I think João Pedro is probably going to get on the score sheet for the first time in the Premier League for Chelsea. And I think it's going to be more or less one-way traffic in this game. So I have gone for 3-0 to Chelsea. Next up is Manchester City against Tottenham. Sim has gone for 3-2 to Man City. I've gone for 1-0. I see Spurs setting up with a very defensive formation, similar to the one that we saw against PSG in Udine, 3-5-2. And I see Spurs being really hard to break down. I see us creating maybe some opportunities on the transition and on the counter-attack, but I don't know. I just see us fail to score in this one, and I see that being really hard to beat, but Man City will find a way to break us through once in the game, so I've gone for 1-0.
I've gone for 3-2. I see an entertaining game. I think Man City showed what unbelievable quality they got in the forward line in the first game against Wolves. They really played some great football. But I do think defensively they can be got at, and I don't think they're a really tight unit at the moment, albeit they kept Wolves at bay. But I think obviously we offer a lot more than Wolves, and I think we'll show it in this game. I think set pieces is going to be a big thing. I can see it being quite a topsy-turvy game with City getting a late winner, both teams kind of giving as good as they get, and I think Frank will have a good plan for this game, I'm sure. I think he'll know what City are going to offer, and he'll try and counteract that. But I think City just going to have too much quality on the day. So I've gone for 3-2.
Bournemouth against Wolves. Sim goes for 3-0 to Bournemouth here.
3-0, yeah, I think. They showed against Liverpool, albeit they were 2-0 down, but they got back in the game, 2 goals from Semenyo, and they've still got some really good attacking talent. And even though they've lost a lot of defenders, I'm looking at their back line, and they got this Diakite guy. Senesi's back from injury. Senesi's good. I quite liked him before he got injured, and Zabriani and Hyson took his place. He was actually starting before obviously he got injured, and Hyson came in and never looked back. So they've still got some decent players. It's not the worst, and obviously their front line is still quite difficult to play against. And Wolves, I think, for me, unless they're getting some real talent in, I just think they're going to really struggle. I'm looking at their team, man, and there is a severe lack of quality. Pereira said that last week. He said they need 3 or 4 players before the end of the window. So I don't think they've signed anyone in this week. I just think Bournemouth are going to be more buoyant, and I've gone for them to wipe the floor with Wolves here, 3-0.
Yeah. Look, there is a severe lack of quality for Wolves, but I think as well with Bournemouth, their defence does worry me. I know you're saying you're impressed with a couple of players there, but when you lose 3 out of your starting back 4 and 3 fantastic players in there, there's got to be some sort of a drop-off. I think Strand Larsen is going to have, he's got the physical presence to really try and cause some problems, but he's pretty much the only bit of quality they have there. So I think that Wolves can nick one off a set piece, maybe Strand Larsen getting on the end of one. But yeah, I do think Bournemouth are going to have a bit too much quality for Wolves here. You saw how they went to Anfield, got 2 goals. Semenyo seemed to have started the season on fire. They got Evan Nilsson up top as well, and other attacking talents. You know the way that Iraola plays. He's definitely going to take the game to Wolves when Wolves are going to sit back and try soak up pressure and hit them on the counter-attack, I think. But yeah, I see it being a bit closer, but I definitely think that Bournemouth's attacking quality is going to shine through by the end of it. So I've gone for 2-1 to Bournemouth. Next up is Brentford against Aston Villa. We've both gone the exact same scoreline here in Aston Villa 2, Brentford 0 at the G-Tech. And yeah, I mean, I really worry for Brentford this season. They've been absolutely stripped for everything that they've got, pretty much. And I see them having a really hard start to the season. And Aston Villa, you know, they got a 0-0 first game against Newcastle. Maybe should have taken more out of the game. And I see them going to Brentford with their quality and just taking the win.
Yeah, me too. I think Brentford are severely lacking at the moment with all that's happened to them this summer. And I think this is a kind of a good game for Unai Emery to get their first win of the season, even albeit they haven't had a very good summer. But I think they'll just have enough quality to go to Brentford, get a couple of goals, Ollie Watkins or Rodgers, a couple of moments, and just see out the game and a comfortable win, 2-0.
Next up is Burnley Sunderland, the first matchup of the promoted side. Sim's gone for 1-0 to Burnley.
Yeah, I think this is a big opportunity for them to react to their opening day defeat. I thought the 3-0 against Tottenham, to be fair, I think both of these teams, I think the 3-0 was harsh on Burnley, and I also think the 3-0 probably flattered Sunderland a bit in their first game. So I think Burnley, I do think they're the worst team, but they're playing a team who were in the Championship last season. I know they got a lot of signings and they're a different team to that, but I can still see Sunderland maybe struggling to break down this Burnley team. And Burnley, they're not going to get many opportunities like this at home to a newly promoted side to get 3 points. They know they're going to have to take it. So I've just gone for them to shade it 1-0, probably a set piece, and then keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, I've gone for 0-0 here. I was looking at the games that they played each other in last season in the Championship. I know it's a much-changed Sunderland team. They've brought in a lot of players. And Burnley have made a couple of signings themselves. But I think you can look at it from a tactical perspective. And Burnley didn't score against Sunderland last season. Sunderland beat them 1-0 in one game, and it was 0-0 in the other game. And I just feel like Burnley are going to set up to frustrate Sunderland. Sunderland, in my opinion, will have more of the ball. And I just think both of these sides are just going to cancel each other out, frustrate each other. And I think it's going to end up in 0-0. I think both of these sides are just going to desperately not want to lose this game. And they'll both desperately want to win it as well. But I feel like the urge from both sides will basically just cancel each other out, and it's going to end 0-0. Arsenal against Leeds. Sim's gone for 3-0 to Arsenal. I've gone for 2-0 to Arsenal. No surprises here. I think Leeds, obviously, coming into the Premier League, getting their first win against Everton in the opening day, which is great for them. But I can't see them going to the Emirates and even scoring a goal, never mind taking anything. I think Arsenal going to be way too strong for them. The fans are going to be in a buoyant mood as well after the Eze situation. Maybe he'll be unveiled on the day. I'm not sure. Maybe he'll even be in the squad. Who knows? But if he's in the squad or in the starting lineup, it could be more 3-4-0. But without him, I still think they lack a bit of creativity with the way they set up and play. But they've still got the set pieces, and obviously they can score from open play with the quality that they do have. I feel Victor Gyökeres, you'll probably see his first goal in an Arsenal shirt this weekend too. Yeah,
they're going to have too much for Leeds. I think I've gone for 3. I think Gyökeres is going to be licking his lips at this Leeds backline, in my opinion. And I do think there's going to be a bit of a buzz in the air with what's happened with the Eze hijack. It's going to give the Emirates a bit of a buoyant party atmosphere, I feel. So I think they'll feed off that. So I'm going for 3-0.
Next up is Palace against Forest. Sim's gone for 1-0 to Forest. I've gone for 1-1 here.
Yeah, no, Eze, no party. That's kind of how I feel for Palace. I don't know who's going to replace him, but whoever it is, they're going to struggle.
Looks like Bilal.
Yeah, but is he going to be in time for Friday? As I'm saying, who's going to replace him in this game? So they're not going to have him. They're going to be struggling for creativity. I feel Forest, really good win in the opening day against Brentford. Played really well, showing they've still got that together. They made some really good signings. Is Luis going to make his debut? Callum Wendo, is he going to make his debut? I think there's going to be a new energy about Forest even in this game. And Palace, look, I'm not saying they're going to in for a bad season, because once they replace Eze, maybe it'll change. But I think for this game, they'll be missing that player, and I think they're going to struggle to score. So I've gone for 1-0 Forest.
Yeah, look, Palace, always a very good team at home, and Forest, on the other hand, not very good side away. But I think when you're losing a talisman like Eberechi Eze, it's bound to have an effect, particularly if you don't have a replacement lined up to go in the first game. So I think that both teams can have their joy in this game because of home and away kind of situations there. And I think with the way Forest started their season, they'll be very happy, and I think they'll be confident going into this game. But I think Palace can definitely find something. Look, they've still got quality players up front with the likes of Mateta and Sarr, and they'll find something. Glasman is a very clever manager. He'll find a way to get them up for this game and to find some tactical ways to break through this Nottingham Forest side. But I couldn't pick a winner. I've gone for 1-1. Everton against Brighton. Sim's gone for 1-1. I've gone for 1-0 to Everton here. Opening day at the new stadium for Everton, and I feel that they'll get 3 points off the back of it. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. What's it called? The Hill Dickinson Stadium, I think
Something
it's
like
called.
that, yeah.
And yeah, look, the Everton fans are buzzing to get in there, buzzing to play a competitive game there. And yeah, and I feel like they're just going to edge it out of a very good Brighton side. Everton are going to be very hard to beat, and I feel there's going to be like just a air of inevitability about 3 points for Everton. I don't see Brighton scoring, and I see Everton just nicking it, maybe a set piece or something.
Yeah, to be honest, I forgot it's their first game in the new stadium, so that definitely factors in. But I just feel Brighton, they're going to keep a lot of possession. I saw how Everton...
Would you change your result?
Potentially, yeah, maybe I probably would have gone for an Everton win if I remembered it was their first game. But just on the merits of the both sides, I do think I was watching Everton last week face a team who dominated possession. They didn't deal well with it, and I feel like Brighton are going to have a bit more quality than Leeds did. But I know Everton actually do sometimes quite well against Brighton on the counter attack, and they're actually pretty good at soaking up pressure against them. Usually it was under Sean Dyche, not Moyes. So I did go for 1-1. I thought Brighton will probably take the lead. Everton would equalise after getting back in the game, and that's how it end. Yeah, you're probably right with the new stadium, and they'll probably win. But I've gone for 1-1, so it is what it is.
I was looking at a stat as well, because I was thinking, like, usually Everton do well against Brighton, right? But that's usually at the Amex. I think at Goodison, I think Brighton have won there the last 3 years.
I think they beat them 3-0 last season, didn't they, at the opening day?
As in Brighton beat them 3-0.
Yeah, Brighton beat them.
Yeah. All right, let's move to Craven Cottage. Fulham against Manchester United. Sim has gone for 1-1 here.
Yeah, I still think United did impress against Arsenal, don't get me wrong, but Fulham are just one of these awkward teams where these are the kind of games that really sets your consistency, and I just get a feeling Fulham are going to make things very difficult for Man United, and they're going to find a moment to score, because I'm looking at United's backline. I still think they can be got at. Their keeper, their defence is still not amazing, and Fulham find a way of exploiting these weaknesses, but I don't think they're going to win. I think Man United, they showed more than enough quality against Arsenal to show me they'll definitely score, and they'll probably dominate, and Fulham will be on the back foot. But I just feel like Fulham's first home game of the season, they'll be buoyant. So I've gone for them to eke out a draw, 1-1.
Yeah, I feel like Man United, I've gone for 1-0 by the way. I feel like with Man United, they will be disappointed with the result on the first weekend of the season, the 1-0 loss against Arsenal. They were the better team, in my opinion. They should have taken more out of the game. And I feel they'll take that hurt into this game away at Craven Cottage. They've won there for the past 2 years, I think 1-0 in both those scorelines. I'm really liking the look of Cunha, liking the look of Mbeumo. Sesko's probably going to start in this game, so you've got the trifecta all probably going to start for Man United. Yes, they do have frailties in that team for sure still, but I think they're just going to go there and just get a hard-fought 1-0 win. And yeah, look, it's not going to be an easy day for Man United, but because Fulham are a very good side as well. But I feel they'll just about get over the line, 1-0. Now, this has definitely got to be the game of one of the games of the weekend. Newcastle against Liverpool. Sim's gone for 2-2. I have gone for 3-2 win for Liverpool. And I feel like this is going to be a blockbuster of a game. I really do. It always is when these two sides play each other. And obviously you've got the whole Isaac situation looming over this game as well. I'm sure the Newcastle fans going to have something planned for this game in form of a tifo or something. There's definitely going to be something going down. But the way I'm looking at Liverpool at the moment, they look like they're an unbelievable force going forward, but they definitely have a lot of frailties at the back at this moment in time. You know, the fullbacks haven't got to grips with things just yet with Kirkes and Frimpong. I'm hearing you said Frimpong's injured for this game with a hamstring, so it's probably going to be Connor Bradley. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle can definitely get at this Liverpool side, even without Isaac. So I do feel like the Liverpool attacking talent with it, Ekitike, Salah and Gakpo and the rest of them, they're going to have the edge here, and I think they'll just about get over the line with a win. But it's going to be a blockbuster of a game. I see a lot of goals.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an electric atmosphere. I think everyone, both of them, are going to be absolutely going for each other. I feel when it comes to this game, especially Newcastle. I see that midfield. Look, that midfield three at the better times is one of the best with Tonali, Guimaraes and Joelinton. I think that front three pumped up with adrenaline going into this game is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Sending off, to be honest.
There could be. I also feel like, in a weird way, the way Liverpool play is quite suited to the attackers that Newcastle are going to have in this game. With probably Gordon, I don't know if he's fit, but maybe him, Barnes and Elanga. I think playing on the counter-attack and playing them into space with Liverpool, the space Liverpool left, especially against Bournemouth, could really suit them. So I think Newcastle are going to be well up for this. Obviously, Liverpool have loads of quality themselves, so I see them creating chances and scoring a couple of goals. But I think Newcastle will give as good as they get in this game. I know they struggled to kind of put the ball in the back of the net against Liverpool, but I just feel like that adrenaline's going to take them up a notch here, and it's going to be a rip-roaring atmosphere, great game, end-to-end, I see. But I'm going 2-2.
Yeah, so I think that will be the last game of the weekend, right?
Yeah, Monday night.
Oh, that's Monday night. Wow, under the lights as well.
Yeah, Monday
it's going to be ferocious, that game. It really will be. And also, there's they played each other in the cup final as well. So Liverpool might want a bit of revenge on that sense.
On the Isaac thing, what he's doing is actually just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. He's playing for a team who next season are going to be in Champions League, who won a trophy. Mm-hmm. I understand he wants to leave Liverpool a bigger club and all this kind of stuff, but it's not like Newcastle haven't tried. They've went for Sesko, they went for Delap. Who else they went for? They went for a load of strikers. Liverpool also haven't put up the money that they've been asking, 150 million, right? So Newcastle have done their part. And it's not like he's acting like he's playing for West Ham or something, or he's playing for Wolves. He's playing for Newcastle, who are a good team, who have done well. So, okay, you might have to play for them for another year. Is that the end of the world? Is that the worst thing that you could ever imagine? You're still playing for a team who could be competing for Europe and could be competing for trophies next season. It's ridiculous that he's spitting his dummy out the pram like this.
No, but you know what? He's like acting like this summer is like his last chance to get a massive move, when it's like that's just not the case. Like, he's not even that old. Like, he's not old at all. He's a young player still. So he could play for Newcastle, still be the best striker in the Premier League, and add even more kind of worth to his value, and go to Liverpool next summer.
Like when Kane did this to us, like I think we had finished like 8th or 7th the season before, and we were going nowhere. That's what I'm saying. But we could kind of understand at the time, although I didn't agree with how he's acting. But I can kind of understand why he wants to do it, why he wants to go this far to move. But Isaac's like, he's playing for a good team. I don't understand it.
Kane did it for like a very short amount of time. Like, this Isaac thing is like being prolonged and prolonged and prolonged. We've gone into a season now.
He's saying
he don't want to play.
He's saying
he won't train.
He's saying even if he doesn't get his move, he's refusing to play. Yeah. What is in his mind? What is going through his mind? Is he crazy? Yeah. He's completely lost the plot, I think. Yeah. He's lost the plot. He's completely going over the top here. It's madness. I think it's madness what he's doing.
And, like Newcastle, they're paying him a healthy wage to be there.
That's another element. He's getting. It's not like he's getting 50 grand a week. He's getting 150 grand a week at the moment. And he's playing for a team who are playing in the Champions League. So if that's his big sticking point, I want to play for a team in Champions League. He's playing for one.
And he's alienated.
It's crazy.
He's alienated the whole of the loyal Newcastle fan base, who are brilliant fans, week in, week out, home and away, no matter what. They travel in such numbers. He's not only alienated the fans, he's alienated his teammates as well, who I've heard rumours about, them not even wanting Isaac part of the team, never mind Isaac not wanting to play. So, I mean, the guy has just gone completely about this in the complete wrong way.
He's played this so wrong, and I think whoever's advising him needs to get fired because they don't know what they're talking about. It's madness.
Yeah. Last but not least, the star men, and it's a Bournemouth head-to-head. Sim's gone for Antoine Semenyo. I've gone for Evan Nilsson, which probably means nil incoming.
Yeah.
But yeah, me, Evan Nilsson, Sim, Semenyo. Let us know in the comment section below, who do you think will come out on top this weekend in Predict the Prem? And let us know your predictions. Let us know your star man. Play along with us as well, and let us know your selections in the comments section below. That is Predict the Prem going into week 2 of the Premier League.